Del Horn, salute. Actually, take two here. Like I've said in all these videos, I'd write a book if I could, but it'd just be easier to tell a few stories, format it to YouTube, and if somebody watches, great, and if not, I really don't give a fuck. I'm just killing time anyway. I make no money. So, what I'm telling is stories back from the Army, Cold War Army from 83 to 84. I know everybody wants to hear about crispy critters, mutilated bodies, decapitated heads, burned down villages, massacred women and children, and all that shit, and it didn't happen back when I was in the Army. We're at peace. So anyway, we had a thing called the boxing smoker. And a boxing smoker sounds just like it says. You're going to be boxing and somebody's going to get their ass smoked. Now, let's put things in a historic perspective before we get to the boxing smoker. When I was a kid, a movie called Rocky come out. Oh yeah, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, you know, got the eye of the tiger and shit. Yeah, Rocky Balboa, man. This guy, man, he boom, 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 just take the hits and he'd be flinging back and a real badass dude, man. Everybody all of a sudden wanted to be Golden Glove boxers. My stepdad, who had some connections in the city, I'd go, I want a Golden Glove box, and that never happened. My stepdad never, ever would ever advance me towards shit. Except for maybe trying to get a job at the fire department later in life, another story. So we all grew up with Rocky, and we put on gloves, and we have little fights. Now, my last fight, street fight, was actually in high school. I was 17 years old, and guy's girlfriend owed me $20, and actually I sent one of my girlfriend friends over to beat her ass down because we want our fucking money back, and that didn't happen. So the guy goes, "You need to leave my girlfriend alone," and I'm like, "Well, go fuck you, homie. That bitch owes me $20. We need to fucking throw down on this shit." So after school, we meet up in this open field and shit, and we throw down. I knocked this motherfucker down a couple times. I had a pocket knife. I honestly wanted to scalp this motherfucker. We started wrestling, and my intention was to throw him down and cut off some of his fucking hair. I was going to wear it on my belt loop. No shit, I wanted to scalp this motherfucker. That didn't happen. Lucky for him, though. So the fight ends. I pretty much won. I had a black eye, but when I got it to my car door, I couldn't open my car door, and my thumb was broke, so I ended up in a cast. And there were some hard feelings, some harsh words, and one time is, "I'll cut this fucking cast off and beat your fucking ass down, motherfucker." So anyway, there it is. And when I was fighting, you know what? It didn't hurt. Well, the thumb hurt, and I couldn't wipe my ass for a couple days. Oh, couldn't jack off with my right hand. It was in a cast. I had to learn how to do it with the left hand. I almost gave it away. Back then, you never admitted to masturbating. It was like, well, I can't have sex for several weeks. I'll just figure out how to do it with the left hand. Sorry, I got to throw that one in. You know, when you lose your wanker at 17, that's not a good thing. So I'm in the Army now. And they give you this bullshit called hand-to-hand combat, and it's just some judo moves, and it's nothing. And you really don't even retain this shit because you don't practice it enough. You get showed a couple lessons, this and that, and just whatever. So when I got to Fort Rucker, this was early in the year of 84, they had a thing called the boxing smoker. And a few guys got together, and they had the squared circle sit there, and they'd have matches. It was like the paratroopers versus the rest of the goddamn post. And, people fought and had a good time and all that. So at the end of the year in December, they were going to have the boxing smoker. So a little bit after Thanksgiving, they go, okay, who wants to fight in the boxing thing? And that's automatic out of PT. You go straight to the gym, and you get a different kind of PT training. So naturally, I rose my fucking hand. I've always wanted to fight. I'm fucking Rocky, man. Ready to throw down. I'm a Billy badass. That last fight, it did not hurt. So they said, well, we're here to spar, and, we're not here throwing down as hard as possible. And, I got my ass beat. I got my ass handed to me. I'm little bitty dude, about 5'3". You get the idea? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I had a little guy beat the shit out of me. Oh, fuck, man. Now we go down there to show you a few boxing exercises, how to move and bob and shit, and you kind of do a few setups and that, and then throw on some gloves and some headgear and get your fucking ass handed to you. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Yeah, the whole time I think it was a couple, 3 weeks of this sparring. Every day I went down there and I got my ass handed to me. I think the worst beating I had was this big black sergeant named Thompson, and nobody liked this motherfucker. He's one of them guys on the power trip, and I've mentioned him once or twice. So here's my chance, man. I can't hit this motherfucker. This is the first time and it's happened to me 3 times in my life, by the way, where I've met somebody I could not get a hit. I watched enough UFC now. If I can't hit you in the head, I'm going to hit you in the leg. But that's another deal there, and that's another training scenario. So anyway, I can't hit this dude in the fucking head. And he's boom, boom, boom. Oh, Jesus Christ. Up to that point in my life, I'd never been hit so hard in my fucking life. And all of a sudden, too, all this hitting I've been taking for the last week or two, this shit kind of hurts, I'm finding out. So I'm up like this. And I'm not kidding. He punched me so hard it broke through my hands, hit me square in the face, and my head bounced off the back of a wall, and I didn't drop, but they stopped it right there and said, all right, back off this dude, man. So yeah, I got my noggin belted pretty good. Me and my roommate, we went down there on a Saturday. We tried to get some gloves and fight, and then it's like, no, you need some supervision. Yeah, it's like, we're getting ready to kill each other here in another week, and we need to practice. No, you need supervision. Yeah, how pathetic. How pathetic. So there was no, this is just a brawl, man. It's whatever skills you have, just let it go. There was no train. There was nobody talking about throwing straight punches, how to protect yourself. It was just a few exercises, here's some gloves, and go for it. So the night, here it is. I think it's Saturday night. We're down at the gym, boxing, smoker, dun, 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 dun. And I'm kind of in a light heavyweight category because there's some other guys like that sergeant. They were definitely heavier than me, so definitely heavyweights. So I meet this guy. I think it was Casey. He was from the aviator units or some bullshit. And I'm all nice and polite and shit and just talking, just getting along, just playing it up like I'm just some ordinary Joe. But once I got inside the square circle, Mortal Kombat, dun, 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 destroy him. Yeah, I turned full gladiator and fucking pounced this motherfucker. We went 3 rounds. I traded blow for blow. I fucking beat on him. If he hit me, he got one right back. And I won my fight, man. Oh, yeah, I won my fight. I couldn't fucking believe it. And actually, this was an real amateur fight, so it actually counts. I'm actually 1-0 as an amateur boxer. And, yeah, actually fucking won, man. Oh, God, everybody fucking going crazy and shit. And then Monday morning come on. And the Post had a newspaper. I've got it buried in the back, and it just, for my, fuck that. For a video I'm not getting paid for and maybe get 10 views, I'm not digging it out, but I made the Post newspaper. I was at the top picture, and there's a picture of me like, clubbing this motherfucker, and he opened it up, and there was another picture of me sitting there, and so I got the headline, top picture, I got a second picture, big picture, and then PSC, so-and-so me, brutally cut down some chances on these motherfuckers gaining a crown and come off victorious. So, yeah, after the fight, I remember I'm just kind of in a daze. My first sergeant got me and says, hey, Private, come over here and listen to what this guy says. So I'm finishing. We go down to the Old Dutch now. We're all beat up. Our faces are sore, black eyes, and we're sitting there drinking. And there was this girl called Claymore Face down there. Claymore. It looked like a Claymore mine blew up in her face. And if you don't know what a Claymore mine is, think of a shotgun full of buckshot blowing up in your face. So Claymore Face was down there. I've been beat up. I'm drinking. Now I'm getting a buzz. And I looked at my roommate. I says, time to leave, man. Claymore Face is starting to look good. So we all piled into a car. And this guy's name was Bobbitt from Grandview, Missouri. I was from the same area, and we never really got along. We never connected. We never even talked about anything remotely with Jackson County, Kansas City, nothing. I mean, we were basically homies from the same hood, just different subdivision, whatever. So he's drunk as fuck. He's driving us home. He takes out this yield sign. Luckily, it didn't fly through the windshield. I was stuck in the middle, and this shit was scary. flattens his tires when he runs over the yield sign. We get on the post and the tires go flat, and we ended up getting a ride, made it back to post, and that's about all I remember. Once we got back to the barracks, everything went black. I went to sleep and had a good night's sleep, and wasn't long after that I was leaving the Army. But in a way, I survived by being crazy. You either survive by being super good or super troop. And sometimes if you have some issues, the crazier you are, the more crazy you are, the better off you be, because everybody knows you're a fucking nut job. And this was one of those ways where I could step up. I wasn't jumping any more than that, but still I could support my company, put my ass on the line, sacrifice my face, and win glory for the company. And it worked out great. So thank you. Blessings for all. Horn salute. If I can come up with some more stories, I don't know. I think this is about 13, 14. I did one about some dark days and depression. I don't know how I'm going to post that, but I thought this boxing smoker thing was kind of neat. Yeah, I got a chance to fight. Now, karate studios weren't around yet. After I got out of the Army, that about 1985, 86, karate studios started opening up, and I've started my karate career at a place called Bushido-Kan in Raytown, and I was trained by Steve Katzer, third rated in Missouri. It's a whole nother story there, but this is before karate. We're few and far boxing gyms, and Golden Gloves was just a dream. It is what it is. Thanks. Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.